It's me, Mad Shady, and I love trees because I cast a lot of shade, being I'm a total badass, and trees, now they cast a lot of shade. And that's why I respect the tree, because they cast shade just like Mad Shady be casting shade. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Cell Block 6. And this is for all my boys in Cell Block 6. Going down. What's up? I'm free. I'm here with the trees. The reason I'm out here with the trees as well is because when I was locked up in Cell Block 6, man, I had no window. I had no window. I had nothing but cement to look at and a bed, uncomfortable, crappy bed. And I was like, man, when I get out of here, I am going to be in the parks and I am going to look at all the trees and the leaves and I am going to enjoy nature. And that's why I'm out here today. My boy Madhead. Now he's going to teach you all about the leaves and the trees. So I got to go. Peace to your mother. Right here, yo. This is a red maple. King red maple tree. I'm not sure if you could tap this one for sap in February or March, but it's a beautiful tree and you could tell it's casting a lot of shade. And I dig that. I dig that. I respect that. They cast shade just like I cast shade. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that, son? You know what I'm saying? Literally, what you gonna do about that, son? That's right. Ain't gonna do nothing, man. These trees are casting that shade. They're casting shade like I cast shade. Oh yeah. Mad Shady in the house. Here I believe to be an Australian pine or a black pine. These trees are used as decoration plants, and you can tell it's a pine tree because of the cones, type of cones it has. And you can see right now it has pollen. You see that white stuff coming out? That's pollen. You could actually eat that pollen. If you collect it with a bag and you spray it in a bag, you can collect all that pollen if you're not allergic to pollen. Now, pine trees, now this is, I believe this is an Australian pine, and the reason I believe so is because if you look at the, now this is called a shoot right here. This part's a shoot. Now if you look at the shoot of an Austrian pine, which is also referred to as a black pine. There are also jack pines and Scott pines. They all have two needles coming out of one shoot. So there's one shoot here and two needles. You see that? That's why I believe it's an Australian pine, or I mean Austrian pine. And these needles are actually very healthy. They have a lot of vitamin C in them, so if you chew on them, it's very healthy for you. They make a tea out of it. It's very healthy, except for if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, it could hurt your pregnancy. So if you're pregnant, you don't want to drink pine needle tea. But other than that, it's very healthy for you. Also, this has its own yeast, so you can make a soda pop from these, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be making a soda pop using the fermentation process, using the yeast from needles. Now I'm going to try to find a white pine. A white pine is similar to this pine, but it has 5 needles coming out of one shoot instead of 2. So I'm going to go there right now and find it.
let me first show you some of the cones, how they look on the Austrian pine. Now this is a small tree, so the cones are very small. I think there's something you can do with the cones as well when they're very small. Anyway, so this is a black pine or an Austrian pine, which in America is used for decoration because it can grow in urban areas. All right, bye-bye. Here's the Austrian pine from the other side. Give you a good view of the entire tree.
Yo, what's up? It's me, Mad Shady. It's going down, dog. It's going down, dog. Anyway, I'm here under a king red maple tree, and look at all this shade. Look at all this shade. I got my sunglasses right here, but I don't wear them. I don't wear them. I can open my eyes nice and bright because I'm out in the shade. I'm chilling out in the shade, baby. I'm out in the shade. Yeah. When the Rap Olympics hear about this, they're gonna know what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? I'm laying it down. Anyway, this is a king red maple, and I represent it, I respect it, because it's casting shade, just like I like to cast shade. Peace to your mother.
Yo, fool, you can tell this is a maple tree by the leaves alone. Now you see the color, the reddish hue. That's because it's red maple, and you can see it, the leaves playing games right now. They're playing games, but let me get one of these bad boys. Okay, I'm gonna show you, show the people. I don't know. Never mind. It looks like a maple leaf. The Canadian flag. Check it out. Oh yeah, here we go again, fool. Oh yeah. This right here is another conifer tree, or an evergreen we could call it. Now I'm gonna show you what kind of evergreen conifer this tree is and how to identify it when you're out at the parks or in the wilderness. Okay, now this right here is a spruce tree. You wanna know how I know that? I'll show you. Boy! You could tell this is a spruce because you see the needles? The needles are small. And all right, let me, one moment, yo. One moment, yo. Now you see that? It rolls between my fingers. It's got a square kind of shape to it. You could roll it. Now that's how you know it's a spruce. The short needles and you could roll it. It rolls. Now that's how you know it's a spruce. Now if this were a pine tree, there'd be long needles, and there'd be 2 needles to a shoot, or 3 needles, 4 needles, 5 needles to a shoot. Okay, and if this was a fir tree, it would be flat. You wouldn't be able to roll it like this. So that's how you know this is a spruce tree when you're out in the wild. All right, now I'm gonna find another tree, and let's try to identify that one. Peace. Right here is a maple tree, a beautiful, mad, shady maple tree. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Look at all that shade it's casting. Oh yeah, just like me, Mad Shady. Just like Mad Shady in the house, dog. Now I'm gonna show you how you can know and how you can identify a sugar maple. Now this right here is a sugar maple, okay? My little sugar baby, my sugar maple. It's got other names too, but I can't think of them right now. Sugar maple is what we're gonna go with. Dang. Anyway, it's a hardwood tree. I don't know why I can't think of the other name. Sugar maple. Sugar maple. What the hell's the other name? Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to identify it. These are the kind of trees that you could tap. These are the ones they make maple syrup with. That happens usually about January, February, March. Well, February, March, when it starts to heat up a little, but it still freezes at night. So I'm going to show you how you can identify this tree in the wilderness. Peace. All right, yo. Now this leaves acting like a little bitch, but I'm gonna still be able to show you, I believe, how you can tell in the wild if this is a sugar maple. Okay? And a sugar maple is the kind you could make maple syrup out of. Okay? All right. Now you could tell it's a sugar maple because of the sinus. Oh yeah, we got them words today, son. Sinus. Right here is a nice round sinus. So that's how you know it's a sugar maple tree. Okay? And look at the lobes. Oh man. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready for them Rap Olympics, baby. Anyway, they're nice and smooth. The texture, the beautiful, baby. And the winter time, you can get syrup from them. You get all sorts of stuff from trees. You know that? You get a lot of nutrients from trees. You get that sap, you can turn the sap into sugar. Whatever you want, baby. Whatever you want. Anyway, Mad Shady out. You see those leaves there? Now this is not, I repeat, this is not a sugar maple tree. This is, I believe, they call it a Norwegian maple. Now, these you can tap them, but you see the sinuses? The sinuses, I wish I could point to it. Right there where my finger is. This sinus right here looks like a inverted triangle. Because of that, we know it's not a sugar maple. Now, I'm not sure what kind of maple it is, but this is not a sugar maple, and you shouldn't tap it because now it usually takes about 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. But with a tree like this, I believe it's a red maple. Might not be though. I think it's a Norwegian maple. A Norwegian maple, it'll take maybe a lot more than that to make just a little bit of maple syrup. So you don't want to tap this tree. It looks very closely like, it looks almost identical to a sugar maple. But you could tell by the sinus and the lobes just how straight they are and how pointy they are that this is not a sugar maple and you should not tap it. Peace.
Yo, it's me, Mad Shady. I'm back. Now, what I'm showing you right now is a willow tree. You can tell this is a willow tree because of the leaves, the way they look, okay? Now, let me show them to you. Now, you see, I had to pick that from the tree, unfortunately, but that's the only way I can show you how you can tell in the wild what a willow tree is. Now, you see them leaves? That's what a willow tree's leaves look like. Now, when you look at the rest of the tree, you can tell this tree's been through a lot of stuff. Yo, get off my lens. Man, there's mosquitoes now on my lens. Now, these trees. Now, this tree right here, he's been through it, man. He's been through the shit, you know what I'm saying? He's been through the shit like Mad Shady been through the shit. You know what I'm saying? He's been there. He's been there, man, like me. And that's why I respect this weeping willow tree. Yo, it's me, Mad Shady, and I want to go up this hill to show you some trees. Now, I know there's a white pine tree up there, but I can't because there's two people. Man, they're getting all romantic and stuff, man. I can't get involved with that. So I gotta wait. Peace.
this tree right here is a birch tree. I believe it's either birch or an aspen tree. You could tell by now this tree right here, I believe, is a birch tree or an aspen tree because of the bark. The bark is smooth like paper, but this bark is very white, very light, like an aspen, but it's got the leaves of a birch tree, I believe. Allegedly. Now let me show you the leaves. Then you can also identify these trees in the wilderness. See these trees? You see that leaf? All right, now you see that leaf? You see how the shape of the leaf looks like? Now that, I believe, means it is a birch tree or an aspen tree. I'm not quite sure. It's one of those. All right. Now, if this was a birch tree, though, which I believe it is, young brothers, I believe if this is a birch tree. Now, birch trees, you could also tap these in the winter and make a syrup out of them, birch syrup out of them. You could also use the sap to make tar, to make medicine, all sorts of things. Birch trees are very useful in the wilderness. Peace.
Yo, what's up? It's me, Mad Shady again. Now here I am in front of a beautiful birch tree. Could be an aspen tree, or it could be just a variation of birch tree. Now, birch trees are very useful in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying, yo? You know what I'm saying? Now you could tap these, just like a maple tree, but you gotta do it earlier in the season, like February, early March, in upstate New York. So I've never done it before, but I believe, allegedly you could do it in February, in March, even early April. I believe, allegedly, you can do these you gotta do before the maple trees. So, but the sap is very useful. You can make a syrup out of birch tree sap. Did you know that? You could also make a tar, a medicine, oil. It is very useful in the wilderness. So, here is the beautiful birch tree. You've been schooled. Yo, what's up? It's me, Mad Shady again. Now here I am in front of another pine. Now this pine is a fir pine tree, conifer evergreen tree, whatever you want to call it. Now this is a fir, and I'm going to show you why. One moment. Peace.
Here you go. Now when you see these, you see the needles. Let me show you one needle. Now these are small needles, and they don't roll in your fingertips. They are flat. They are flattened. Because they are flat, you could tell it's a fir tree. A spruce you could roll in your hands. A fir is flat. And pine needles, they're long, and they have multiple needles on one shoot. Either 2, 3, 4, and 5s. Or 2, 4, 5. Something like that, yo. I don't know. Let's see. Here again is the beautiful fir conifer evergreen tree. Now this is the fir evergreen. You could tell because of the flat needles, like I just showed you before.
Yo, what's up? It's me, Mad Shady. Now here I am in front of what I've been looking for all day, the elusive white pine. Did you know in New York State and in the Northeast, right now, the white pine is the tallest tree in the Northeast and in New York State as of today. Now that is one of the tallest trees in the world. Now that tree is about 178 feet tall, so that's a big ass bitch, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to show you this white pine. It's a beautiful white pine. There's not that many around here. I'm kind of surprised by that. But now this white pine is identifiable because it's got one shoot with 5 needles in it. Now this white pine is actually very useful, and I'm going to be using it today to make a soda. I'm going to use it. Now the white pine, the needles on the white pine can actually be used as fermentation. So you could use the white pine needles to make a pop, a soda, to fermentate a soda pop, something like that. I might be getting my words mixed up. Fermentation. You could use the white pines to activate a fermentation process to make a soda, to make a fizzy soda drink like kombucha, whatever the hell the thing's called, that yogurt drink. Anyway, I'm going to show it to you right now. Mad Shady getting a little sloppy right now. Okay, here we go. But it's all good, because we're learning. We're learning about the white pine, baby. Now this right here is the beautiful white pine. White pine! Oh my God, never mind that, never mind that. You did not hear that. That sounds some 80s rock music. That's not what I'm about. I'm about the people. I'm about power to the people. Not really. Really, I just want to mess around and stuff. Start trouble with people, you know what I'm saying? I want to start trouble. All right, now you see the shoots? I'm gonna have to grab some of these. All right, let's see if I can get one. All right, here we go. Let me get some shit here. All right, you see that? 5 needles, maybe more. I don't know how many. Oh, there's some extra needles because I got 2 shoots. Shoot, I dropped them. That was funny. That was funny, yo. Yo, that was funny. Okay, now I broke the shoot, but okay. Shoot again! Ah! Ooh, 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 not funny. Okay, there's the shoot. Okay, there's the shoot. There's the needles. There's 5 of them. There should be 5. Let me count these little. Did I pick one up extra? Oh, here we go. Let's just call it 5, okay? There's 5. There are 5. Now you count those, are 5. It's hard to count, but there's 5 of them. One's like dead though. I don't know why one's dead. Okay, so there's 5 needles, 1 shoot. That's a white pine, okay? Most times it's a white pine, okay? So I'm gonna use this white pine for the fermentation process to activate the fermentation process of soda. Now that soda that we're making is actually what Sprite actually came from. Sprite
actually was pine needle soda. Now it's Sprite, it's all artificial, but we're gonna make some original Sprite using these pine needles. Alright, I'll see you later. Consider yourself school, bitch.
Yo, it's me, Mad Shady again. Now that we learned all about trees today, I'm gonna show you how Sprite originated. You know, the drink Sprite. Well, it happens to be that Sprite originated from being fermented and made by the white pine needles. Now right here are the white pine needles. Now I harvested a couple of these. I'm gonna make my own natural Sprite. I'm gonna do that by putting water, sugar, and some cut up white pine, washed and cut up white pine in this bottle. Now I'm gonna leave it for a couple days, let it fermentate, because white pine needles are special because they have their own kind of yeast on them. So you don't want to boil them. You just want to clean them in warm water. And because they have their own yeast, that's all you got to do is put pine needles, water, and sugar, mix them together. In a couple days, you'll have Sprite. Now let's go at it. Peace to your mother. Yo, it's me, Mad Shady. Remember, white pine tree, you can use that to fermentate. But there are some pine trees that are poisonous, like the yew pine and many other similar conifer trees and evergreen trees. Some of them are poisonous, so do not do this unless you know what you're doing. All right, so I just want to let you know that, okay? It's not safe all the time unless you know what you're doing. Peace.